So in the following of our projects in Django, we're going to continue with our project about uploading the images and creating the forms. So we're going to continue with the urls.py. First thing first, let's delete all of these parts and something else, and also the comments. So there we go. So here we're going to import from Django.conf import settings. We're also going to import include from the Django.urls. So include right here, and we're going to add the path of our main page. So here we're going to add the main page, and then here we're going to use the include function in order to refer to our urls.py, which we haven't created yet inside of images app folder. So we're going to create that, but first let's refer to that. So here we have the include. So let's include the images dot. So actually it's with the smaller at first, images app dot urls. There we go. And by the way, there's a misspelling right over here, and now it's been fixed. Also, we're going to add the static files, so we need to first import it. So from django.conf.urls.static import static. Okay, so now we're going to write if settings.debug, actually with the capital letters, debug. And so we're going to write URL patterns plus equal, and here again we're going to use settings dot media URL which we have written inside of our settings.py, and also this one should be instead of the static function. So there we go. And also the document truth. So document underline root equals to media root. So here what we've done is to actually specify what is the URL of our static files, and also the root of our static files, which is right here in the images and media. So we've defined this in our settings.py. So that's it for our urls.py here in this folder. So now let's go to the next level. So now I'm going to create the urls.py instead of the images app. So this is another urls.py. So urls.py, and there we go. So here I'm going to import from Django.urls import path, and also we're going to instead of our views.py, we're going to create a class for our homepage. So I'm going to write from .views import, and I can call it home, which is the name of my class. So here I'm going to write URL patterns equals to, and then it's up. So here I can define my new path. So first of all, we have our homepage. So there's nothing inside of this, and now I can say home dot as view, as underline view, and then give it a name and call this home. So there we go. let's save our urls.py and let's get into our views.py right over here. So from Django dot views dot generic import, and here we need the list view, and also we want to import from .models, we want to import the posts. So now we're going to create the class called home, and here we're going to determine, first of all, let me write list view instead of this. Here we're going to determine, first of all, our models. So model equals to posts. Actually, it's posts, and the template name, template underline name equals to, so we're going to name the template home.html. So we'll create the directory related to our templates, and we'll create the home.html. So now let's create that directory instead of our root directory. So make directory templates, there we go. So if you look at your root directory, you will see that there is this template folder. So right in here, we're going to create a new file and call this home.html. Also, before I want to get started with this home.html, let's define the directory of our templates inside of our settings.py. So it's right over here on our templates over here. So dirs for directories. So here we're going to write base, or base with the capital letter, right? So, and then we'll have the templates. So right here, so let's save this. And now let's get into our home.html. And here we can develop the page related to our images and the titles. So now first thing we need to do is to write our h1 tag over here, and images, write the images list right here. And in the next tag, we're going to create ul tag right over here, and we're going to write h2 tag for, actually before I do that, I need to use the DTL in order to loop through our objects. So we have different objects, different data inside of our database. So as you can see, we have added some images inside of our image folder, inside of our media folder right here, and with their titles we have them. So there might be more added to our database. So first of all, what we need to do is to loop through all of this list and add them to our page. So for posts in object list, it's with double B, object list. So also let us end the for loop, end for, and not forget it. End for. There we go. So next thing we need to do is to add h2 tag, and right over here I need to add the cover. So we need to add posts.cover. So posts dot actually the name of our photo, which is instead of our models.py. So let me find it inside of the models.py, and this is the image. So post that image, and because we're looking for the title, so instead of the image here we should write the title, and in the next one, which is the image tag, we're going to add the src equals to, and here we're going to give in the name of the name of our image. So here again we open two curly brackets, and instead of this we're going to refer to posts.image.url. So it will refer to the URL related to our image, and also let's add an alternative name for this image. We can call this image, and then we can close the tag. Also, because this becomes repeating over and over again, I will add curly brackets and add the title of that image. So post dot title of that image, and so that's it. Now once we save this code and run the server one more time by running python manage.py run server, you will be able to see that, okay, let's see if there's any errors. There seems to be one right over here. So I've got the problem, and here instead of comma we had dot. So now as you can see, we have two homes are recognized by the code editor. And now let's run python manage.py run server, and there we go, we have no problem. So now let's open up our link. You can refresh this page, and as you can see, we have the images list. We have Arashtad logo, and the next one is this is Python logo. So perfect. So right now we have a list of our images. So in the next part we're going to work on the form that will enable us to upload the photos directly to the website without using the admin page. So that's it for this video.